Keita, you know, has always been one of the preferred players of Guardiola. He has said many times one of the easiest players to coach. Now Keita will not be coming, obviously, because he is playing for Mali. But Yaya Touré and these guys, you know, yeah, it's going to be delightful to see them here. And hopefully with him together with Didier Drogba and so on, Ivory Coast can go a long way.
Absolutely could. And we're getting our scenes there, looking at delighted fans, Gary. Barcelona certainly in awe at the moment. You know, I think it would have really kept a really good season had they gone all the way in terms of Champions League, because I'm sure if you're a fan, you would like to see a Barcelona in the final.
Yeah, but they had every chance. They got to the semis against Inter Milan, and even though they lost 3-1 away from home, they could have won it at home, 1-0 up, just one more goal, and they certainly had a couple of chances in the dying moments. But you know, it's very difficult to win cups. You need a bit of luck. Last season it went for them. This season it didn't. But in the league, you can recover from the odd bad match, and that's what they've shown. Is that over an entire season, they conceded 11 goals fewer than Real Madrid. They were tighter at the back. They were better organised. And if they buy a couple of players, including David Villa, they could get even stronger. You know, Iniesta back in, Xavi back in. No reason why they can't go on next year and win La Liga. For me, the question mark is what Real Madrid do. We saw them on the other on the other channel, battling, getting into fights, scrapping their way against Malaga. They need a good manager, and if they get Mourinho, I reckon they can rebuild a team that's even better than Barcelona. So who they get as a manager in the off-season is crucial to Real Madrid's future.
Talking about the special one there, and players like Thierry Henry certainly have been special throughout their career. He had his swan song today. I mean, his contribution has been absolutely invaluable, not only to Barcelona. We've seen him in the English Premier as well. And then it's time for him now to say goodbye, Rocky.
Great player, and you know, he came into Barcelona. It took him a little while to adapt, but then pretty soon, like you say, he was always contributing a lot. He was great for many years. This year probably not so much. He didn't have the best of seasons, you know, and you know, age, I guess, is, you know, taking care of being the time for him to go now, and wherever he goes, we wish him luck, because he's been one of the great players in Europe. And you know, we've also seen, you know, there Ibrahimovic coming back and doing one of the strange things he likes to do. Gets a great cross, gets a great ball. He's alone in front of the keeper, and he decides to do a flick or I don't know what, you know, and he misses. I think that is a little bit too dangerous to defend the kind of price tag that you have on you. And whatever happens to him next season, I'm sure the coach is going to have hard words with him.
You certainly would. I mean, you're talking about that opportunity. You expect somebody worth that sort of money to at least show better technique, maybe rather use his head. I mean, Pep Guardiola was demonstrating in the line, saying, use your head, use your head. I mean, should you be telling a player worth that sort of money how to actually score goals?
Maybe not, but the fact that he was sold for that amount of money is not his fault. He was probably overpriced, to be fair. They wanted him. They wanted an alternative big lad up front, someone who could get on the end of some crosses, give them various options, because everyone around him is small. Messi and Bojan and Pedro. So he is a good option. And Henry, who is a tall player, is not the best header of a ball. So he might keep him next season and work with him and try and upskill him. But he will be looking at other players to come in, and given how many good players they have already, absolutely brilliant. And if you think about this, they beat Real Madrid home and away. If you can beat a team home and away, and you're as good as them through the rest of the season, I think you deserve to win the league. So for me, no question that they are the best team in Spain.
Well, we have a Real Madrid fan in studio as well, Gary. We've watched many a game, and you've got to say it's chalk and cheese when you watch Real Madrid and you watch Barcelona. Which is more entertaining, where you see more goals being scored. Total of 97 goals scored for the season, which is a hell of a lot if you look at it, and that is only in the Liga. So fantastic return indeed.
I think Real Madrid has been very efficient. They score a lot of goals, but I haven't seen Real Madrid this season really playing like a champion. I haven't seen them beyond what they did in Champions. They went out, you know, at quarter-final. And I think, you know, if Real Madrid was declared by FIFA the team of the century, you know, in last century, certainly in this decade in Spain, Barcelona has been much better than Real Madrid, not only this year, but for many years. And, you know, there they go, you know, there are all kinds of banners going on. So their eternal team, the shirts that they put in is saying, you know, don't think only about the season, think about making history. They are in this grandeur, and they are winning being happy and making a nice football and, you know, nice team together. I think is a great story.
It is all about the feel-good factor, Gary. We spoke about it off air, where players actually trust one another. They're willing to engage and to play one another in tight positions because they know the support will be there.
They do, and if we get the chance to see the third goal again, you'll see Yaya Touré get to the line. A lot of Real Madrid players would have tried to shoot from a tight angle. He didn't. He passed it. Pedro wasn't in a good position. He knew Messi was behind him. He jumped over the ball. Messi taps it in. That to me is a fantastic example of teamwork. You don't see that very often at Real Madrid. Everyone's trying to score the goal for themselves and justify their price tag. So that's maybe where Real can learn a bit from Barcelona. But isn't it wonderful to pick up all the vibe there at the stadium and the
It starts with the fans, doesn't it, Gary?
It does. It's wonderful. It's a huge stadium. I think it's 98,000, Joaquin. On 3 different levels. It is massive. It's a great vibe, and you can't get better for Pep Guardiola than winning this back-to-back European Champions League last year, semis this year, and walking out in front of these fans. It must be a very, very special moment as a manager and as a player.
Well, he must be holding his head now, Joaquin, and saying, what next? I mean, he's achieved everything before him at his tender age. What else has he got to look forward to? Is he going to just keep on trying for Champions League, or is this really what he should be going for, the league itself?
Guardiola is a Barcelona man. He was a Barcelona player. He came as a young coach. There we see, the highlights of the second half, and the second goal in, Pedro. No, that's the first goal. Yeah, that's the first goal, which was an own goal from Pietro. That's right.
Second
goal from Pedro there.
Hopefully we'll see that third goal in a moment and see how they work as a team. Yaya Toure breaking down that right-hand side. Let's just see if that one comes up after this. Pep Guardiola happy. Here he is. Here's Yaya Toure. Great bit of movement, great acceleration. Comes at an angle. They say, I'm not going to shoot. I'm going to play it. Pedro at the near post jumps over it. Messi taps in. That to me is teamwork. That is perfection. That's, as you say, is an understanding. I don't have to have every opportunity. If someone's in a better position than me, let me set them up, because one day they'll set me up. Have a look at it again. Okay, this is the fourth one. Sorry.
Quick feet here, Joaquin. Brilliant.
This is absolutely fantastic, because you see the quick feet, you see how he comes away from the defender, and then when he's in the position, so many times we've seen this Messi exactly where he's standing, where is the keeper. He doesn't take a very strong shot. It's just a shot going in there. I mean, real class, real class. And with this goal, he equalizes the record of Ronaldo. 47 goals in one season. I mean, that is something to be proud of.
Absolutely sensational stuff indeed, and also for the young manager as well. He's achieved so much. They're waiting now. They don't actually give out the cup, Gary. What they actually do is it's a small sort of parade for the fans. The players come out and thank them, I suppose, and reminisce and enjoy the moment for what it is, and to absorb it all.
Very special moment. There's a Mexican wave going around the Nou Camp, and I'm sure the players have gone in, just freshened up, put a new shirt on, because it's a big photo opportunity. It'll be on all the magazines, all the newspapers, so you freshen up, tidy up the hair, put on a fresh shirt so you look good, and then come out and soak up the atmosphere. And very special, because I would guess for the last couple of months, Barca have been wondering, are Real Madrid going to catch us? Have they actually got their act together this season? So huge relief to end off the season as champions.
Absolutely is. And just looking at the money situation, now that they've won it, I mean, what do they collect from winning this? 20-30 million pounds?
I'm not exactly sure of the amount, but I don't think that's a great concern for Barcelona. It's one of the rich teams in Europe, they've got plenty. It obviously helps, But I was just going to say, we saw there the blue sky, because obviously it's the long days in the northern hemisphere. It's also the end of May, people in short sleeve. So you want to be there now, and everybody's going to be heading back downtown, and then the Ramblas and all the party in Barcelona by the harbor, by the sea. It's going to be one big party going, through the early hour of tomorrow morning, where you will then be thinking about heads going to work and carry on, with the festivities,
Brilliant stuff indeed. As the pictures come through, you see even youngsters. It's a family event, Gary. They encourage that. You see even little kids, and I mean, there's a history behind it, isn't it? It's not just a case of rocking up your granny and your grandfather's all been involved, and it sort of passes down the line.
Yeah, and it's lovely to see the families involved. To me, soccer always has to be a family game, and in the 80s, especially in England, it wasn't the case. It got a little bit aggressive. We're now seeing families coming back. This is what it's all about. It's got to be a safe environment, a fun environment, and I think Barcelona is showing how it should be done. This is the family outing, and it is an occasion to have a lot of fun together and sing songs for the team and celebrate victories and accept losing sometimes as well. Good lessons for kids to be part of a club that occasionally doesn't win. So you don't think that it's a given right to always win everything you get involved in.
We're looking at, just look at the World Cup and look at this atmosphere. We expect us to play something like this as far as the World Cup is concerned, Ken. And some of the players we were talking about, especially with Real Madrid, the likes of Benzema, he's been left out. The previous matches we did watch as well, as far as Argentina are concerned, some top players have been left out of the equation.
Well, obviously each national coach believes that, you know, he's been choosing the best that the country's got to offer. I'm sure that we're going to see, you know, plenty of good players.